Usman versus Edwards, 2 months away, going to Salt Lake City, right? That came out over the weekend. Time out. Not so fast. Stop the presses, if you will. What delayed this fight? It is absolutely incumbent that we get an answer to that question. The media needs to stay on this every question they get until we get an answer to that question. It's very relevant. If you're going into these fights, this isn't just picking with your buddies, right? You want to be right. You want to know who's going to win. A lot of you handicap these things. A lot of you go over to DraftKings, set up an account, use the promo code Chael and get yourself in all the fun. But right, guys, we got to know what delayed this. I have never seen in the history of my time of being a fan, which dates back to 1993, a fight that was announced is going to happen. Have as much time goes by. We're looking at 6.5 months. 6.5 months has gone by from the night we were told it was going to be Usman versus Edwards to the night that we find out that they've got a date. And by the way, that's still 2 months delayed. From the day that a fight was told to us is going to happen to the day that they actually walk out, there will be 8.5 months. Why? What happened? We have to know that. You absolutely must get to the bottom of that. And you know what, guys? There's not even a good rumor. There's not even a good rumor. We thought we knew. Kamaru Usman shows up and he's got a cast on his hand. He had undergone a surgery that we never knew that he was looking to go into. So we thought we had our answer, but not a lot was made of that. I see Kamaru Usman every couple of months with Eagle FC. He's got the cast on. All of a sudden, he doesn't have the cast on. He looks like $1 million, like he's training really hard. Every time you hear from guys in the gym, whether it was Gaethje getting ready to fight, even the guys back in Sanford MMA, Kamaru Usman's in the room. He's training. So I don't know that our holdup was with Kamaru, but Leon, we haven't heard anything about him either. We haven't heard of an injury. We haven't heard of an illness. We haven't heard of this being delayed. We heard strong rumors that that was going to be the match of International Fight Week. All of a sudden, it's Adesanya Cannonier, and you're not even hearing of Usman and Edwards. And are you staying with me on this? Like, if we're going to predict who's going to win this fight and how they're both doing and how training, how preparation is going, we have to look at the elephant in the room that's staring us right in the face. What in the hell caused a delay of 8.5 months? That's shocking to me. You can't keep a secret in this sport. If it's as simple as Usman's hand, that would have come out. There was never talk of an interim championship at welterweight. Like, those words were never discussed. There was never Chimaev trying to vie and get his way in there, and he's going to take on fill in the blank, or what are we going to do with Edwards? Like, it was never discussed. 8.5 months from the day we were told the fight's going to happen until it's going to happen. I think that it's the most interesting thing about it, quite frankly. One of them must have been ill or injured. They must have been. Based on, I don't have a third guess, do you? But whatever it was very contained. It was very controlled. It was to the point that nobody got frustrated. Nobody was looking to do knee-jerk reactions. No one was looking to replace it. The fight wasn't announced and then pulled and then put somewhere else. It was never announced in the first place. I really think that we've got to get to the bottom of that. Like, we must find out precisely what happened. And then 170 pounds, okay, we've got this fight. And that's been holding everything up. When is this fight going to go? Because if you're talking about championship matches, or moreover, what we love to have, more than championship matches, guys, you know what we love to have? We love to have number one contenders matches. I don't think we have a discussion of anything greater and more passionately than who should be next. Not who is next, not who's got it, not even who's grabbing the belt right now. Trying to identify amongst the field who should be the one to get the respect and get the nod. And we can't begin to have a number one contenders fight until we can get this business settled, which apparently now is going to be in August. Okay, great. But 170 is up in the air. I mean, what are you going to do with Chimaev? To not put Chimaev and Burns in a rematch, if neither one of them has anything to do, seems like such an obvious one. But we're not doing that. Chimaev versus Nate Diaz came out of nowhere. We all loved it. It was going to be a co-main event, but then it just went away. Belal Muhammad is more than ready. More than ready. Training for it already. Just waiting for somebody to make it official to take on Chimaev, who's the hardest guy to find an opponent for, from what we are told. And that isn't being made. What is going on at 170? And I think those pieces are going to fall into place pretty quickly. Where is Colby at? Can/will Colby fight while he has this legal thing going on? Which then, of course, answers the same question for Masvidal. Can/will Masvidal fight as long as this legal thing is looming? Luque has gone oddly quiet. I don't think that he needs to. Just because he stubbed his toe one time, he won 7 straight. He's the top guy. He's a big name. I think he feels that he's pushed to the bottom of the line, and he's just happy to go there. I don't think that he should be. Jeff Neal's doing great things. Neil Magny's ready at all times. Where in the hell has Chiesa been? Like, there's a lot of things at 170 with some of our absolute favorite fighters that are a really big mystery. And I don't think that those pieces can begin to be put on the board. And I don't believe that that problem can begin to be worked out when you don't know who's fighting for contenderships, because you don't know who's fighting for championships, or moreover, when that championship's going to be. Now we know. Now we know it's in August. So everything else gets to fall right into line. And every 170-pound match that's booked right now and is being featured, all of a sudden just got a little bit more reason. Got a little bit more potential excitement added to it, because one of these things is going to become the number 1 contenders match. Not to mention, if I can go back to Chimaev and Burns, if Chimaev does end up in something else, which I think is going to be Belal Muhammad, where the hell does Burns go? What do you do with Sean Brady? What do you do with the kid out of Pakistan who's undefeated in 15-0? Like, 170 pounds is awesome. It is awesome right now, but we got to put a spotlight on it. We got to start really looking into what matters and what order. We got to really know that the rankings, we got to find out, and am I onto something? Is Colby and Masvidal, are they on ice until whatever that is gets resolved? I don't know. It would seem like quite possibly. I don't know that Colby has asked for anything. I know that Masvidal has been speaking up a little bit, but Masvidal is going in the direction of Conor McGregor, who we're told might be out until 2023. A lot of questions on 170, right, guys? That's the only point that I'm trying to prove. Like, we love that weight class. We love the athletes that are in it. But to get any kind of perspective in terms of direction we're going, to do that without knowing when the champ Kamaru Usman and when Leon Edwards, his next opponent, without knowing when they were going to fight, everything's at a freeze. Now we at least know Chimaev versus Usman coming up in August. The media needs to do a better job of finding out what was the delay in the first place.